And now, can you check it?
Um, Still waiting. I guess there is a delay, maybe like a couple
It
of
should be,
seconds.
yeah. Uh,
Oh, so should we start like introductions or
I will make intro
okay?
live. So, live, Naratta. Okay. So, uh, welcome everybody, all the three people who are right now here. We started to doing this to help Ukrainian startups train to speak in English about themselves. And the first one, of course, will be Naratta, who are with me at 1991 Accelerate right now. And we'll talk them what is your way to achieve 1 million monthly recurring revenue in 1 year. This will be live streamed whenever I found I can do live stream, but then I will publish this as a podcast. So if you want to ask questions, we will leave some time to ask them. But right now, we will get back to the content. And the first thing I would like to show you that, as always, there is a QR code for donations. As always, we are supporting the Ukrainian army, and this support is very important for them and for us. So I will leave QR code somewhere over there, but don't hesitate to donate. And let's switch to guys, to you, and let's make intros. Danny, Ilya. Danny is a CEO, Ilya is
CPO.
CPO, Chief Business
What?
Officer. And so this will be not some serious discussion, it will be fun, so be comfortable. And let's start. Please tell about Naratta.
Yeah.
Microphone is yours.
I think that we needed some kind of music and intro at the start. Maybe the next time, like in other podcasts. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here. I want to say hello to all of my friends who are watching today. So my name is Danny or Danilo. I'm the CEO of Naratta. Um, like, should I kind of give the brief intro about the company or just myself?
Yeah, mostly what Naratta is about, what you're doing, and then we will get into how you're doing it and how
Yeah.
you're achieving great success right now.
Okay. So I'll start and Ilya will finish, I guess, if that would work. So at Narada, we are trying to solve the problem of unproductive meetings, mostly like in work environments, because we are. Is is there any problem, Sergey? Or
No.
okay.
Continue.
Yeah, so mostly like in tech companies, we have like tech background. We saw this problem firsthand, and we understand how big of the problem it is when people just spend time unnecessary on meetings. And we decided to solve that problem. We are a little bit more than a year old now since we just started with the idea. Just got our first paying customers a month ago, and I guess Ilya can take it from there and tell a little bit about our journey or our product.
Yeah, so at first hand, our customers came to us just in support. Actually, they weren't interested in the product. So we can say that first two customers was a great success. But then with improvements and the new version of Naratta that we launched, we had a few other customers that really found our tool useful for them, and they even brought additional customers. So this upscale system works for us now, if we can say so. And it was a great journey because we will learned a lot since the start of Naratta. At first, we had a bit different idea. We wanted to change meeting, but then we understood that we need to change actually whole process from before meeting, so pre-meeting process when you send agenda and something, and after meeting process with follow-upping and keeping everyone on track, even if they are on vacation or something else. So that's where our Naratta is going now. Right now we have agendas, notes directly in meeting, and after this you can just send follow-ups in one click. That's a brief introduction about our product. So I think you can take control over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted just to add, Ilya mentioned like first two customers. One of them might be listening to us now. So yeah, it really helped us because like the very first sales, even if the people weren't like very super excited about the product, but they still purchased it, it gave this like emotional drive, and it really helped us kind of understand how it works. Um, yeah, so that's the product now. Just one thing I want to add that our vision is to build an AI meeting facilitator, which will help those teams that do not have like an ideal kind of process over meetings to better prepare for the meetings, to create agendas automatically, to help people do not kind of dominate the conversation and let everyone speak, use their time properly, and that all will be kind of controlled by AI, like a real human meeting facilitator. And then kind of create automatic notes, action items, summaries. So that's all our goals. Our product does not currently have all that. But let's check in maybe in a year or so and see where we are.
Yeah. You actually covered everything in 5 minutes. But now we have 55 minutes just to
Right.
yeah, have a great talk. And yeah, as I remember, that's not your first iteration of product and not the first product at all. So for me, it's always interesting how you became entrepreneurs, startup founders, all of this. Why you decided to do this?
Yeah, for me personally, I think I like this kind of idea of building products or building things in general since I was maybe in high school. I remember in my kind of last year in high school, we tried to build an app to help students prepare for exams. We kind of assembled a small team, tried to build a product. It didn't work out at all, but it was a fun experience. And like back then, I knew that I liked this kind of stuff. Then in our university, we met an amazing professor, Vadim Rogovsky Senior, who you might know from like Ukrainian startup community. He was a professor at our university. He had a class where we had to create some kind of a project, call it a startup, learn how to present your idea, how to pitch, how to kind of think about your customers, your market. And yeah, so I just don't want to talk for like 10 minutes. So maybe Ilya will continue and I'll
Yeah,
get back.
so because of Vladimir Rogovsky, we formed a team of three. It was me, Danil, and one other student. We were making a game that we wanted to again help people to learn programming faster, and we were making a game. We've met some problems during development, so this project eventually closed. But yeah, it was fun. And after that, on the third course, yeah, third year,
Third
third
year,
year of
yes.
studying, we had another subject with another professor, and we should assemble a team. That was a team of five, where we started our second startup, Naratta. Not Naratta, Athenium.
Naratta, Athenium, yes.
Athenium. Yeah. So actually, that was again to some kind of at first idea was to improve world for scientists and for researchers because they actually do lots of work and not many of them even have some um, revenues from their works that we use in our dissertations and so on. And we wanted to add crypto to this and create a platform like social media platform or maybe something similar to Medium that will help them to monetize their content. So you can use their content after um, buying NFTs of their dissertations and so on, so of their scientific works. And that was idea of product. We went to a Germescu Investment Group R&D lab. We went till finals, but in finals we were on second place, so we haven't won anything. And that's how our startup ended. We also had a fun story about a team, but I think if Danila wants to, he can talk about it. I really don't want to.
There's a lot of stories in every startup you don't want to tell about, but there are
Yeah.
stories you want to tell, and we're here to listen to the stories. Because, everyone can hear your pitch, can go to your website and look around your demo, but no one will hear why you're doing this and how you become the people you're doing, company you're building now. And yeah, the main interesting story, the main story, like you started like Naratta as a plugin for Google Meet. Why plugin? Why Google Meet? Why
Yeah.
you went so vertical?
Yeah. So could I pick up, or you
Yeah, you
will?
can go on.
Okay. After that funny story with our previous startup, we had to close, and Ilya and I decided to start something new. So we were learning about kind of ideas for startup, how to come up with them. We generated a bunch of them. Thought that some of them were not something that we really want to work on. And I really remember one of the Y Combinator's videos about where to look for the problems to solve. And one of the idea was to go to like your job and think about the things that might be improved there. So that's why we kind of talked with Ilya and thought about meetings, because obviously the time that kind of companies worldwide use on meetings might not be used very efficiently. So we just talked about it. We decided, yes, this is the problem that like we had in the past. So let's try to solve it. And I even have like voice messages on my phone, and Ilya has about the idea.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Are they
Google,
long?
like maybe 2-3 minutes each. It might be like 2-3 of them or something.
Yeah, and
But
then
it, yeah,
few 1
it
hour voice messages, like half an hour and so on.
we had them. We had them, yes. But like for this idea, so um, we thought let's build something very simple. Let's see
Mhm.
if it kind of works or not. Kind of an MVP that we can quickly ship to users and see if they're gonna like it or not. Um, we thought like Google Meet. We use Google Meet. We like it, but it lacks some kind of features that might help kind of solve this problem of unproductive meetings. So Ilya, maybe you want to kind of pick it up and tell a
Yeah.
little bit more.
So we had actually our first customer that we talked to. He had like a problem, and he was actually in Google Meet. So we asked him if he want to buy a product. He said, "Yeah, I want to buy it." Eventually, we built up a product, and they haven't bought it. But
But you build product anyway.
yeah. So we still have a product, and we started like that. Then we learned that like, not what people say are actually truth, and you can build product and features and so on. And if a person said he or she will buy it, then it's still not not actually defined that this product will be what. But yeah, uh, they still gave us this like push to really get into development of a product, and we developed it. It was really raw, like many bugs. Yeah, I think it wasn't best experience for our users, but uh, it kind of showed our idea, and that's how we entered again Chernovsky Medicine Group R&D lab, and got into this program and received grant funding, like small one, but it still helped us to continue development. So I think Donella can
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you've started, build something very simple, and get a grant, and that's where you've like understood that they're the thing we want to work on, or it was always the thing you want to work on.
Well, actually, we didn't kind of build it to get the grant. It was like just thing that came to us as we were building it.
Yeah,
But we wanted to build something. We knew that we want to 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 build this company, but we didn't know what exactly what we
yeah,
wanted to do. And even back then, we understood that we shouldn't fall in love with the idea because market will punch us in the face anyway. uh, and that's what happened. But I think that it was in retrospective, I think it was a very good idea to build the first version of the product, even though it might not have really solved the problem. But as we showed to users, we got more quality feedback because they understood what we even building. And as we kind of continued iterating, built new features to give it to more people, people understood it more and gave even more feedback. And I think it kind of worked out that way. So we had like three product iterations, including the one that we have now, like major ones, I think. And now people really understand what we are building. They Some of them even paying for the tool. And yeah, we get even more feedback, and it's much easier when you have a product. I want to emphasize one challenge is that we didn't have a developer, so we are coming from like technical background. We know how to code, but we understood that we can't quickly build something that is really usable to kind of test the idea. We needed something that a real senior developer can do, and that will not be just a piece of crap. And we found some uh, great developers on like freelancers who helped us. We obviously spent some of our own finances to do that, so we became our own investors into the
it's a
company.
bootstrap building on
Yes,
your own.
yeah, yeah. We definitely got some um, mistakes. Like for example, we built a payment feature for that costed a little bit of money, which we couldn't use after all because of like legal restrictions and everything. So we found those like those issues that we would otherwise would not even could imagine. So I really think that this kind of doing stuff, even if you make mistakes, is really important to get the experience and to keep going and learn more.
Yeah, and next my question, like, you're very good at execution, both of you, like a team, because you have some previous experience doing something, and you started from like we want to build something, and not started from we have an idea, let's build something. And how you like what I always was fascinated by your like our tracking results when you're trying. Okay, we need to send 1,000 outreach messages in a week, and like, and you're doing this. How you can like achieve this? Because like 1,000 outreach messages in a week is like, for me it's like if I will be working like full time on this, I will not achieve such numbers.
Yeah, it's actually very easy. We have like a time machine to stop time and work on that.
Yeah,
No, actually, it's very hard. You have to have some kind of motivation to work on that. And remember, both of us, we are working full time at our
yeah,
jobs, so this is like a still a side hustle technically. Um, so the way we do it is like we both have kind of some, I don't know, some passion about this, and we know that we want to do it and that we have to do it. So we just don't go to parties. We don't
we are partying right now.
yeah. We don't necessarily um like having too much rest on the weekends, and we just find time and we're trying to optimize our day, because as you get more work to do, you kind of have to find ways to be more productive. You don't have time for procrastination because you just can't, you just have too much to do. So that's kind of my perspective. You just know that you have to do something, you just do it. You might kind of sleep 2 hours less, but you still do it, and you understand that we just talked with Ilya offline about that because of how much we work, it brings us ahead of other people just because of the hours we put into this thing. So that's my perspective. I'm curious what Ilya, maybe you want to share something.
Yeah, I think that's just because of our drive that we have, because we are young and we're still not so bored with life, maybe, or haven't felt life and really don't know how to party and so on. And we just continue hard working because we understand that that will benefit to us.
Yeah,
So, in my opinion, that's the main goal, because you want to, like, at the start with Danilo, we had, like, we want to build something big to help people to improve world, and as like we got these first customers, and it gave us boost. Like, we felt okay, we see it's a big progress, because for two previous projects that we had no revenue, and now we have a little one, but it's still our own revenue, and that's really boosted our morale, and we just went straight to achieving goals, and like trying to um, bring these challenges down, because, like, actually this 1000 messages outreach or something, it's not a big difficulty level if you think of it as, okay, you need to do this, otherwise you won't succeed. And if you have it in your mind, you just, like, do it. Yeah.
you have no other way.
Yeah, you have no choice. You need to follow this, because
Yeah,
you understand that it will help you eventually.
One thing I want to add is um, we face so much rejection, like the positive things about our startup maybe like 10-15%. Like everything
yeah,
else was negative. Like for example, we applied to Y Combinator twice, we prepared a lot, we got rejected twice,
yeah,
but like every failure is not a failure, it's an opportunity. Because for example, yes, we did not go to Y Combinator, but we got this awesome application that we can reuse to other programs. Yes, that company doesn't want to purchase our product now, but on the other hand, we just talked to a real manager who said, yeah, I have this problem, we had new connections, we might convert them later, and we have that experience that we wouldn't otherwise get. So I look at every failure as a like opportunity to grow, to get more experience. But I think that psychologically, like in the past, it was really hard to hear from people, no, we don't like your idea, it sucks, blah blah blah. But over time you hear it like 100 times, and now you just, okay, this is just one person three other people said otherwise, and we kind of see it more not like we don't bring emotions, we bring more like statistics and just looking at things as they are, because if you got rejected 100 times, for the 101st time you wouldn't feel much emotion, because yeah, it's just part of the game. Because like you make 1000 messages to LinkedIn prospects, and only like 10 of them are excited to talk to you, and it's okay, it's normal, it's just how life works, it's just how startups work, business in general. So you just have to do that. And yeah.
Yeah, and because I was there, when you got your first paying customer, I know background of the story, but I want to like ask you how you felt like when there was the first paying customer, because it's like always almost 1 year into this product you've built, I don't know, three iterations of it and all the thing, and eventually like you've got the first sale. Tell your experience, how you felt.
Yeah, so to be honest, it wasn't our first sale. It was a first real sale when person did it not just to support us, but for the product itself. So Ilya, maybe you want to tell a story a little bit about the first two sales and then the new sale.
Yeah. So first to sales, Danilo found. So we were speaking with one Ukrainian entrepreneur, Oleg, and he told us that okay, if you want to continue speaking with me, do this one sale. And we had this goal, so we did it. We did it like we haven't sold our product, but I think we sold ourselves and our energy to those people. So I talked to my friend, and Danilo talked to his friend, and my friend and Danilo's friend bought it. So that was first sale. It was really good to see that people even can pay money for your, I don't know, courage, to encourage you. So yeah, you're just like, okay, yeah, they paid me. Yes, I decided this is for product, but still they paid me because uh, I mean it's difficult to take money nowadays just for granted. So
Yeah,
never, and you never achieve them just like, oh, I found $10 on the street. Yeah, I mean, really bad statistics about it. But yeah, we felt more a rush really when we had our first customer, real customer, and then when we had our first retention customer. So like we kept this customer, and he's using our subscription for second months, and brought his friend into it, and it feels amazing. I don't know, it's just like rush, drive, like every emotion that you can imagine, because you like feel that okay, now this person has have thinks that there is a value in this product, and he even sold it to his friend. So
yeah,
that's like this. Yeah, I just can't describe. Maybe Danilo can, but it's rush.
The drive, the yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the same for me. So those first two customers, it was amazing because it's just psychological milestone where you're like, we achieved a new level, right? It's just like $6 in revenue, but it's infinity times more than zero, right? Uh, and yeah, and then it just us took some time to build a new iteration of the product to start selling it for its value. And yeah, it happened with you, Sergey. We sold to our first customer, um, who again was from our network, but he saw, oh, now I see what you guys doing. Let's try it for a month. I really like what you've built. Let's actually do it. Because before that, he said, we tried to sell him the previous iteration. He said, no, we kind of tried for free. We don't really understand what it is. But then we demoed him the second time with new features that people requested before, and he said, maybe I want to actually use that, and that felt really good. So he bought it. Then we understood. Okay, so one person wants to buy it. Let's try to sell to everyone in our network. So we did it. We sold it, and then maybe 1.5 week ago, as Ilya said, first retention customer, first renewal. He brought the like this person works in a startup. They also brought their colleague, so that was our first team
Mm-hmm.
sale, and like this upselling strategy is probably the way to go for us now to increase our revenue. So we were really excited that we achieved that. And yeah, we're just continuing to listen to customers, to build the product, to kind of iterate and try to find this product market fit, and to find that niche to serve the customers uh, like no one else does, and to and I think that's what we are looking for. That's most of the early stage startups looking for, but it really feels like we are moving into the right direction. So yeah.
Yeah, you're starting to feel it
Yeah.
with real money.
Right.
Okay, and what about your current vision? Like you've built it, you like what's your version of your product right now? Fifth, something about this.
uh,
And the thing that with all the online meetings and Google Meet, like I've started to see more Google Meet than I've used to because like I'm Zoom fan like from 2016 around, and yeah, but Google Meet never worked well on Safari and all this stuff, but now I've switched from Safari to Arc, and Arc is like Chromium based, and Google Meet is working in Arc very well. And actually, like with the plugins I'm using to record it, everything's like seamless, working seamlessly, and I have like as I'm not like feeling big difference between WhatsApp and Telegram right now. I'm starting to feel that Zoom and Google Meet is like the same thing. Like, okay, whenever you will write me, whenever you will invite me, I will game. Because like on the other side, Microsoft Teams is like not working at all. In any case, not in the web, not in like an app. and and the thing like as I can see all the tools around like online meetings are evolving quite fast. What's like your vision right now with that?
yeah, so it's really important that you brought Google Meet, because as we kind of started our podcast, we started with Google Meet, and our product is still for Google Meet and Google Calendar. It's a browser extension, right? But we talked to a lot of customers and potential customers, and we see this pattern that, yeah, maybe like 20-25% of them using Google Meet, but many companies use Zoom, that Microsoft Teams that doesn't work for you, even like Discord, Telegram, WebEx, many different platforms, and some of them like meet in person. So we decided that we do not want to restrict ourselves just in this Google Meet ecosystem, because first you have your risks, like Google can just do the same thing and we're screwed.
Yeah.
Um, Second, like many investors who we talked with, they say, well, what's your goal? What's your plan here? Is it just a browser extension? Is it too small? Are you guys planning to expand this? So all these talks kind of brought us into a discussion. How are we gonna scale from this?
Yeah.
So what we're working right now on is building a standalone platform so that you could use Naratta not only in Google Meet, but aside with Zoom, with Teams, just like a web app that you can have on your second screen. The extension will still be available. It will be like a perk to that platform that you can seamlessly use it in Google Meet. And then we'll create additional integrations with Zoom, with Teams, maybe with Telegram. But yeah, so the idea is to create its own platform so that you can use it without necessarily connecting to a specific platform. And even it's not in our short-term goal, but we are also thinking about in-person meetings because many companies returning to the offices, even Zoom, they forced people to go back to the offices, which is kind of a joke because Zoom is Zoom. But yeah, so they don't even use their own product to meet. So that's kind of a trend that we see.
Yeah.
So we want to build this AI tool that will uh, be an ideal meeting moderator, facilitator that will be usable in any platform, even here, even on a podcast. So that's our long-term vision. Um, we do not want to restrict ourselves in like any single platform. And Ilya, maybe you want to add something on your end if I didn't cover it.
I mean, in a vision, I think you have said everything. Yeah, we want to build AI facilitators that will change meetings, that will help people, because like in meetings, people are sometimes are getting frustrated because of time they are wasting there, and because of time that is not used properly. Because some juniors or even middle developers, but they're introverts, and that's difficult for them to interrupt someone and to bring their voice in, but with an AI facilitator, we think that we can solve it. So everyone will have a moment to say something, to give a feedback. I understand that's all about soft skills and communications, but we should accept that some developers are more silent than some designers. And if you, for example, go into a game development, designers talk, developers just answer sometimes. And that's a big problem because designers can imagine everything and developers say, yeah, we can program everything too. But in a matter, it just matter of time and a matter of communication. So yeah, if developer had more time to say, I think this idea is not the best because to implement it, we'll need half a year. And we can implement a few other ideas that you offered previously. Because each meeting, like daily stand up, they have new ideas. They
Yeah.
give them, but developers can develop a new feature just in one day. So yeah, with these things, it will be also easier to pick up what was in previous calls. So you will restrict some people from like continuing to speak about one topic for four continuous meetings. If you can just like put it in
There
one.
will be a red alert. You're
Yeah,
talking too much about this topic. We know that you're talking
yeah,
about this
yeah.
like first topic. You have three left.
Yeah, because it's just I don't know, it's awful because half of time of developers that that companies spent a lot of money on is just going into a trash. Like they just don't do their work. Like designers can talk a lot, that's okay for them. They're designers, but developers should develop. That's their main role. Uh, yeah, so that's our vision. We need to fix this so company won't lose money because the numbers are insane actually.
Yeah. One thing I want to add here is there is a professional role, like meeting facilitator. There are actual people who do that. Like also Scrum Masters, part of their job is to help teams communicate better on meetings. And the problem is most companies, and we believe that, this in our experience in the research, most companies do not really understand this problem, even though the numbers, as Ilya said, it's like one estimation is $37 billion every year is lost
Yeah.
in the US to that time problem in meetings. But companies don't realize that, and they just keep operating. They don't hire like more scrum masters or more facilitators, or they don't have like project managers who know how to do stuff. And that's the problem. And we believe that our AI facilitator would be a great solution for those companies, because
Yeah.
it will just go there, it will act as a professional facilitator, it will cost a lot less, but it will bring as much value as it does. Um, Not to say that we want to kind of make this a job of the past and leave millions of people without jobs, but we understand how much of a problem it is. And maybe as we develop this solution, as more companies use it, the market will grow, because the companies will see that, oh, I really lost like $1 million a year just on meetings, and I could have solved it. Wow, maybe I should also buy Naratta. So yeah, that's our long-term vision. That's what we want to solve.
Have you seen this like screenshot that going over Twitter and all the internet? Like, if Google Calendar had like cost per hour of every participant in the meeting, and this meeting will be cancelled because this meeting will be costing like thousands or ten thousands of dollars. So basically, you're doing this in other way, like how to make sure that everyone will succeed from the meeting, from the online.
Yeah. Because the problem, we thought that we could just create a tool like the first iteration of Narada, and it would solve this problem, right? It didn't.
Yeah,
We understood that it's not about tools, it's about people.
yeah,
But we had ChatGPT, we had this AI boom, and we understood something else, that AI is getting much better. It's in some areas it becomes like human. Like we use ChatGPT every single day for our work. We use Midjourney to generate images. We don't need to hire artists to do that. Yes, it's limited, it has its own problems, but the speed of the pace of how it develops is just amazing. And we understand that even though it's a people problem, we could the AI can solve this people problem, because it kind of learns how to communicate with people. It learns how to understand people, how to
yeah,
improve communication. Even Chat GPT, you can kind of put the transcription of the meeting to it. It can say, "Oh, this person dominated the conversation. Let's next time, let's try to do it less." And yeah, that's amazing, and we see this opportunity. The first of all, as you said, that tweet, people are getting more cautious about their meetings. They understand the problem more. Second of all, this AI opportunity is there to change the game, and who knows what will happen in the next 5 years. Maybe with ChatGPT 5, 6, 7, 8, with the pace of development, it will surpass humans in some of those soft skill areas, and maybe it will be a perfect time to scale for us to be on the wave. So I think it all comes down in a very good way. It just this AI trend. I believe it's not just like one day thing that will go to the past. I think that it really changes things. It, at least for me, it does on my day to day. Like sometimes I just don't know how long should I cook chicken. I go to ChatGPT. I have my Android app. I talk to it, and it says it. And I don't need to Google stuff. I don't need to ask stupid questions, because I can ask ChatGPT. And yeah, I think that that's a revolution, and I think that we can really use it to change meetings. And let's be honest, I think that 90% of people hate some of their meetings. Everyone knows about this problem, but no one knows how to solve it. And maybe AI can do it.
Yeah, and
actually, yeah,
yeah, one
yeah,
thing that I wanted to add up, because of if that's an AI tool, there won't be any emotional problems like and personal things, because one project manager interrupts designer. Sometimes a designer writes in personal chat and says like, why you haven't enjoyed my idea? What's the problem? Like, I feel that you are not, you don't like me or something like that, and you need to handle this stuff. But if AI will say that, there will be this problem of personal emotional damage. I think it will be just easier. It will like lower the tension between workers, because some of them need to interrupt another people, and some of they do that for their job, and some people still get upset and take it personal. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
think I
like
can solve it.
yeah, so like this neutrality of AI, it's like, when you hire a consultant or like a full-time uh, Scrum Master facilitator, the reason you do it because you want a neutral person who would kind of find those problems in communication, and they will pinpoint on it and they will solve it. If we can do it with AI, it's easier because you don't like you don't call names. You don't say, "Hey, this Brandon, he says that I'm stupid. I hate Brandon." No, it's just AI. Uh,
It just AI thinks that you're
yeah, and it's also frustrating. I know. Like if even AI thinks you're stupid, it means you are. Uh, but yeah, it's a new opportunity. Definitely a lot to explore there. How to kind of merge kind of human AI communication together. But there are definitely ways to use it as an opportunity to solve this problem.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, with AI, everything changes. Like we spent several years at home, went only to Zoom, to Google Meet, to Microsoft Teams, and right now, as I can see, people are tired of this, but they have no. In some ways, we have no other choice. We're in three
Yeah.
different countries right now, but like when it's too much of meetings, online things, and everything. Like, yeah, AI will help us to keep on track.
Yeah, one research, I might be wrong here, but if I'm not mistaken, um, there was a research by Microsoft, and they estimated that since the pandemic till either 2021 or 2022, the number of meetings increased 3 times.
Yeah.
And I think that's because it's easier to have online calls, schedule meetings, but with that comes a cost. You don't respect other person's time, you don't respect their focus, and because of that, all the company suffers. And that's also one thing that we want to eliminate with our AI facilitator. We want to make sure that all the meetings, or most of the meetings that are being scheduled, they have a clear goal in mind. They don't just, "Hey, I have this idea, I will interrupt you for 30 minutes and you will not be able to finish your task just because I have my ego and I want to express my idea." That's a big problem that we also want to solve.
Actually, the like a lot of things could be changed if I have seen this over the LinkedIn and Twitter like recommendation change the default time of a meeting from hour to 15 minutes, and that will save your for time uh, for
Yeah,
like 45 minutes, because like then people will have like limitation. Or when Zoom, it still has Zoom, I think, on a free version limitation
yeah,
for 40 minutes, and like
exactly.
that's the main feature of Zoom for some people. Like there is no limitation, everyone talks like indefinitely, but when you
Yeah.
have 40 minutes, everyone is trying to be in 40 minutes.
I think the problem here is people have to be conscious about this problem. Some people understand the value of time, of not only your time, but the time of other people, company time. Others don't, they forget. And simply reminding them about this might really help. Like 40-minute limit works. Very simple solution, but works. Uh, what can AI do if it understands a lot more than just set for the 40-minute limit? So yeah, definitely a lot of problems in this space. And what's interesting, with AI, this market is getting more traction. There are a lot of new products being launched to help with meeting summaries, transcription. I haven't seen any companies that at least publicly say they want to do what we are planning to do, but still the market is growing, and this is something that people are getting aware of, and I think it's good because this is exactly the problem we want to solve. So I'm happy that people are understanding the value of time and respecting each other and everything. So yeah.
Okay, Ilya, have you something to add?
I think all was said.
Yeah, actually, we are like in 50 minutes. So the next thing, like for everyone who listens us in recording live, you can ask questions, but for people right now. So
Can you put the QR code for the donations to the?
yeah, it will be next thing I will talk about.
Yeah. For
Um,
all those who listen to us, for us Ukrainians, this is like the biggest investment you can make in like peace and security in just life of people. So you can just send like $10 or so. It's like one visit of McDonald's, but it will help us tremendously. So if you can, please do it.
yeah, that's our second job right now for everybody. Spend some time
Yeah.
doing things. And yeah, actually, for everyone who are using Google Meet, you need to install Naratta at least and try to use it because like it will help you a lot to keep on track, basically, to keep your meetings on track. And
Yeah.
then you will subscribe. Then Danny and Ilya will use product-led growth tactics to convert all your team to using Narrator. They will be, and in no time you will be paying hundreds of dollars to them, but they will develop a great product from there. So it's win-win for everybody.
Yeah, well, actually, a very quick story. When we were kind of exploring how to, when we just started, how could put a price tag to our product? How should we calculate it? One idea that I really like, that I think is popular for SaaS businesses is to have a price which is 10 times less than the value that you bring. For example, if we save you $100 per user per month, we just take $10. And and if that's true, that means that we brought like $90 more of value than we had before using the product, which is like a win-win for everyone. So I think that's a very cool strategy to price your product.
Actually, Danny, you're like it's dark outside for you, and
It's just I have to turn
it's
on my
glowing.
it is just my phone. I use it as a lamp because I don't want to step away
Yeah.
and do that. I guess we could kind of do it till the end. It's if it's not an issue.
Yeah. And the last question I've asked you today, like, what do you recommend to any other people who are starting their business, like, who are more earlier than you do? What do you recommend to them?
Yeah, so you said three startups we should invite here and three pieces of content everyone should learn. Let's split it between us. Let me. I mean, Ilya will recommend maybe books or articles and videos. I will recommend startups for the podcast, right? Yeah, I think you should. Oh, that's an interesting question. I have a lot of connections, but That's a more complicated question than I thought. Um, Let me actually maybe send you in a message after the meeting because it will take too much time. I have to respect it, right? Let me then recommend three pieces of content, and Ilya will recommend his three pieces of content.
Yeah.
So first off, from me, Y Combinator's YouTube channel, a lot of value there.
Yeah.
Second, obviously, Lean Startup book. It's like a Bible for startups. And the third one, you said pieces of article, videos, books.
Whatever. Yeah. It could be
Um,
TikTok video.
I there is a YouTube channel called EO, like two letters, EO.
Yeah.
It's quite new. They interview like the best people from like business, from many different industries in business. I really recommend to check it. I watch every single video of theirs. So yeah, a lot of value there. So that's mine three. Maybe Ilya, you could share your.
Um, so to talk with your customers and make customers development better, you need to read Mouse tests. That's like basic book that everyone need to read to talk with your customers. Second book is 0 to 1. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. It brings lots of value if you really process it, not just read. You need to understand what you're reading, not just okay, yeah, take it for granted. You need to accept this way of thinking. How to convert 0 to 1, yeah. And the third thing that I can advise. So it's not a book or something, but you need just to understand a bit of psychology and how brains of people work. Like uh, that's not a book, just something somewhere. You need to learn it because when you see the behavior of people, how they react on different things that you say, you can then improve your speech because each person with their experience and mentality react different on what you're saying, and you need to really develop your skills in communication. So with each person, you will be like easygoing person that in few seconds can bring at first attention and then sell something. Because at first you will be the person that is selling something to someone if you're building a
Yeah.
site. Yeah, so that's a piece of advice.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you that you came, spent 1 hour with me, and I should be thankful for your time.
Yeah,
We
it was a
spent
pleasure,
several
and
$1,000s of your time
yeah,
because you.
it's amazing. I personally really loved it. So if you are gonna have anything else, maybe in a year when we have something to really brag about, to kind of show about our goals, that would be cool to talk to this on this podcast again for sure, or earlier if you have a chance, of course.
Yeah. Mm. So for everyone, thank you for listening, watching, whatever you like enjoyed our conversation over there. Maybe it will be in text, I don't know. Maybe some AI will create an article from there. Uh, Definitely not myself with my bare hands. So thank you for your time. See you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye bye.